Most people start a fitness journey and then fail halfway through. And that's because they don't have the clear plan and the actual route to see good success. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact plan that you need to follow to ensure success along the whole journey. And that way you're not spinning your wheels and fail halfway through. If you don't know me by now, my name is Adrian Stover. I've been an online coach for the last 5.5 years in the fitness realm. I've helped over 700 people to date with my company Ascend Coaching. And what we primarily focus on is extreme fat loss, bodybuilding prep, and sports performance. If you want to find out more about me, you can click on my social media handles to check out some more of our transformations. And if you feel like you need extra help on your journey, then you can click the link in the description and you can fill out our inquiry form to hear more about Team Ascend. Now, why most people fail on their journey is not because they're not trying or they're not putting in the work. It's just because they're making mistakes along the way because they don't have the clear plan. And that brings me into the first point, having a clear plan. Most people start their fitness journey with no structure in their training, no structure in the diet, and they're just following whatever they see on social media because their favorite fitness influencer said that they need to eat this type of quinoa. And the reality is that yes, your body is different. Everybody's body's different. And every situation that you start in a fitness journey is going to be different. And so you need to follow a plan that's specific to you. And that plan needs to have structure. If your goal is to lose fat or even build muscle, then you need to be on some sort of training regimen to where you go in the gym and you have that plan and structure for the day. You know what you're going to be training and you know how to optimize nutrition for that. And you need to follow a nutrition protocol. It could be as simple as tracking macros. Maybe you're just tracking your protein and your calories, or maybe you're following a full in-depth meal plan, but having the structure to actually work towards your goals is what's going to give you the route for success. And so you want to create a plan that is structured to reaching your specific goal in a time frame. And that brings me into point 2, having a time frame. If your goal is saying that I want to lose 20 pounds of fat and you don't put a date on that, then it's going to take you the longest amount of time possible to achieve that. With any fitness goal, you want to set an end date to achieve that goal. Something that I do with every client I've ever worked with is giving them a date of saying your fat loss phase starts on this date and you are supposed to reach your goal by this date. That way you constantly have something you're working towards. And then you can count down the weeks as you're getting closer to that. That way you know what to expect and you know how to work towards it. Here's a great example. If you're pregnant, you know when your baby's due and you know how to prepare for that due date. Same thing with fitness. You know when you need to get lean and you know how to prepare for that process. And setting an end date for yourself comes with actually having a realistic expectation. If your goals look like your favorite fitness influencer, you gotta understand that it took them a long time to get there and a lot of hard work to get there too. And if that's your goal, it's gonna take you the same amount of time. If you're 1 year into training and you say that you want to look like this bodybuilder who's been working out for 15 years and you want to do that by the end of this year, well, good luck, because I don't think that's gonna happen. And that's just me being real with you. So whatever your end goal is, if it is to look like that favorite fitness influencer, set a clear time frame there and say, it's gonna take me 5 years to get here naturally. And on this year, this is my goal. This year, by the end of this year, I want to be able to lose 10 pounds of fat and be able to gain 3 pounds of muscle or 5 pounds of muscle. And if you set that clear end goal, then it gives you something to work towards each year. That way you don't work your butt off and by the end of it, you get discouraged because you didn't look the way that you thought you were going to look. Everything takes time. And as you're using that time, it's important to have a realistic expectation and realistic goals that you can set to get there in that time. Another mistake most people make is just relying on motivation. We all have those days you're going to wake up, you're going to be very motivated to hit the gym, get in your workout because you watched a motivational video, or maybe you had a good PR the last day and you're ready to get there. Maybe you've had a long day at work, but motivation fades over time. And I've been working out since I was 14 years old. I have not been motivated nearly that whole time. But what keeps me going is actually having the discipline. And the way you build discipline is consistency. It's much better to go to the gym and even just go through the motions if you have no motivation to go at all than not go because you don't feel motivated. Discipline is doing what you don't want to do when no one's looking. And part of that is getting up early in the morning if that's the only time you got to train when you don't want to get out of bed. Part of that is following the diet when you want to have that cookie. Part of that is sticking to your water intake that you plan when it's tough to get it in. And the reason why you stick to it is because you set that goal initially in that time frame that you have to get that done by. And you got to hold yourself accountable. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're working with a coach, it doesn't matter if you're doing this all on your own or if you're doing this for somebody else. Nobody is ever going to care more than you. And that discipline needs to come from that internal drive. That's what's going to constantly push you forward to not give up no matter what and keep working and pushing towards your goals. Actual big part of my background was I was a college athlete for 4 years and I was not the most talented athlete. I was a pitcher and I'm 5'10". Now, if you know anything about baseball, you know that most pitchers are at least like 6'1", 6'2" at the top level. And for me, I went to a really great high school. When I graduated, we had over 14 guys go play Division I, and to date, I think 7 or 8 of those guys have been drafted. We were nuts. We were the number one team in the country. And so when I was working through baseball in high school, I had to work really hard to actually even get playing time and get recruited to get at the next level. I was a small guy. I didn't have the height or the size to me. I didn't throw as hard as a lot of these other guys. But what allowed me to play at the next level and actually become a starter in college was my discipline. There was plenty of days where I was beat down, exhausted, but I woke up for morning team weights. I got my own workouts in later in the day. I followed a nutrition protocol. I practiced extra hours in baseball. I was the first one to show up and the last person to leave for over 10 years straight because I knew that nobody wanted it more than me. And that if I didn't stick to the consistency here, then I was going to let somebody else beat me. And that's the thing. No coach was looking. Nobody cared when I was getting up earlier, being the first one at practice, the last one to leave. I'm sure to date, nobody even knows. But the one person that it mattered most to was me. And so that discipline allowed me to keep pushing forward when I knew no one was watching, and that no matter what, I knew I would never give up. And so you need to have that why behind everything. And that's going to build that discipline on those days where you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to follow the meal plan, you don't want to follow your water, and you want to go off track with everything. It's going to keep you grounded and keep you sticking to it. And so when your friends or your family say, hey, let's go get this meal, you say, nah, I'm working towards this goal because I'm going to become a better me. Because like I said, nobody cares more than you do. Now that you have a clear plan with structure, the next mistake most people make is they don't have accountability. It doesn't matter what you're doing or how much discipline you have, having someone to at least hold you accountable or push you on the process is going to benefit you so much in the times when you're really struggling. Because any fitness goal is hard. If it was easy to be in shape, everyone would be in shape. But I live in America and we know that's not the case here. And in today's world, it's so easy to be lazy and so easy not to stick to a program that having accountability is just about more important than ever. And so whether it's a coach, a friend, a family member, someone who knows your goal and knows the importance of it to you, that's what's going to actually separate you apart and get you to your goals that much faster so you're not spinning your wheels. And so you have a clear plan, you build your discipline, you've made realistic expectations for yourself and set a time frame, and now you even have accountability. The last thing where most people are going to fail is just overcomplicating everything. There's a lot of crap on the internet, and I try and make a page where I teach you all the actual real stuff that you should follow, backed by science, that is actually going to get you to your goal. But that's not going to do you any good if you try this stuff out and then you try the keto diet or you try the carnivore diet and you're yo-yoing back between all these things. And so with all these different fad diets out there, sure, there's some success. Do I think that keto and carnivore is great? Absolutely not. But the point is that if you stick to one diet plan and one route of success long enough, you will see the benefit of it. If you have someone to hold you accountable, if you build the discipline, if you create a plan, you stick to it and you don't overcomplicate the whole process and yo-yo, I can guarantee you that you will see success over time. You don't need the fanciest equipment. You don't need some crazy diet hack. You don't need to follow some crazy elaborate program. You just gotta follow what's best for you. So try some different things out. Once you find out what you think you enjoy or what sounds good to you, stick with that and stick with it for at least 90 days. In fitness and fat loss and muscle growth, you'll see effects faster than that, but you're never gonna see the true effects of your discipline, your determination, and the actual hard work that you've been putting in until at least about 90 days after. And that's with anything. You gotta understand there's no quick fix to it all. And that if you stick with everything for at least 90 days, you will see the benefit and the big benefit of the hard work you put in. So if you're serious about getting to your fitness goal, whether it's building muscle, losing fat, maybe it's competing in a bodybuilding show, and you feel like you need some extra help, then don't forget to head to the link in the description and you can fill out our inquiry form and I'll hop on a call with you personally to talk about how I can best help you out. And if you got some value out of this video, then make sure that you like and subscribe for some more high-level fitness content. If you want to see me working with some of our other clients in a bodybuilding show as we dominate the competition, then click that video up here. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.